yogis and yoginis, Facebook and Instagram. And we are here on Wednesday morning in the studio as well, face masking ourselves, but demasking the practice, right? It's such a beautiful transition into spring. I hope you find that movement of change also in the practice today. And remember, always modify if your body is telling you to do so. Drink water whenever you want. Don't wait for me to tell you to drink water. And the most important fun part of all of it is make it your own. So come to a comfortable position on your mat and find a spot in which you can draw some energy from the ground up. Start by bringing your intention to the breath. And if you find it hard, don't be hard on yourself. Keep on breathing, softening the belly, releasing tension in your shoulders and neck. Allowing everything to settle down. Take a big breath in and let it go. One more time. Big breath in and let it go. A few more breaths here. In your own rhythm and pace. And think about this part of the lesson as if it's a glass full of water and there's some mud in it. And you're swirling it around until you stop swirling it. And the mud comes down, all the way down to the ground. And the water is clear. And on your next inhale, open your eyes and smile. Lift up from the crown of your head, stretching the spine upward. And then lift your hands, but lower your shoulders. Engage the core by tucking the tailbone in, even in a sitting position, and start bending from side to side. No need to go deep. Just find that groove with your breath. A few more times here. Just enjoy this movement, rocking to the sides. And on the next time you're on the right, lower your right hand to the ground. Inhale, stretch the left hand. And on your exhale, bend over a little bit deeper. But open that chest. And take it back to the center and to the other side. Left hand on the ground. Inhale, stretch to the side, and then on your exhale, dive deeper. And come back up. Take it to a twist to the right. Your hands can do whatever. Kickstanding behind you. One hand over the thigh. Just remember to roll those shoulders down. Release tension in your legs. Don't pull them up. One more breath here. On your exhale, twist and come back. Take it to the other side. On the left side, now right hand over the left thigh. Roll those shoulders down and breathe. Open your spine by twisting it. And come back to center. Walk your hands to the front. They don't have to be low, but they have to be straight in the width of your shoulders. And then roll your shoulders up to your ears and roll them back. Up and back. Up and back. Now release your head down. Maybe touches the mat. Doesn't have to. And once again, scrunch your shoulders up and roll them down. Up and down. Up and down. One more time with your breath. Roll your head from side to side, saying no. Excuse my negativity. It's just a movement. It's easy to cue it with saying no. But try to say yes. And then come all the way up again. Switch the legs. We are not into symmetry, but we want to balance ourselves a little bit. A little bit of side bends again. This time around, we'll do it a bit quicker. So next time you're on the right side, lower the right hand. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, bend lower, opening the left side. Now try to leave the legs unactive. And then take it to the other side, to the left. Left hand on the ground. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, lower. Come on back up to the center. Twist to the right. Only 2 breaths here. And take it to the other side. To the left. Again, the position of your sitting bones is really important here. Try to leave both of them on the ground. Don't lift the right sitting bone. It's very tempting to do so in the twist. And bring it back to center. Walk the hands forward. Lift your weight up. Open your feet. And voila, table. Make sure you adjust to table proper, which is wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Step your hands a tiny bit forward, so scratch the wrists under your shoulders, and just drop the hips a little bit. Keep your shoulders strong though. I am not doing this, okay, people at home? I'm pushing up, rolling them down. And just move your thighs from side to side, bending the knees, or just twisting. So you're stretching the side of your bodies and active in the shoulders. And then push yourself back to child pose. Once again, maybe say no with your head, or sway from side to side, opening the hips a little bit more, and then come back to table proper. And protract your shoulder blades, release the head. So you're rounding the upper back. And then let yourself sink into your shoulder blades, so much so that they try to kiss behind your neck. Not going to happen, but just a mental picture. Then again, protract. The head is just hanging there. And unprotract. What is the verb for that? There must be a verb. And once more, retract. Thank you. And retract. And come to a neutral back position. Open your knees a little bit and circle the hips. Once you are over your wrists, please try to push down. So use your weight, pushing down on both hands, testing the waters. A lot of us are working with wrists injuries. So this is a beautiful place to see what's going on and maybe listen. And then switch direction of the circling. I like to open the fingers of my hand so I have a really wide base. And I keep on activating the fingers into the mat. So not only the root of my wrist is working, the whole hand. And at some point come to stillness. Adjust yourself back up to table proper. Tuck your toes under and lift those knees. Tuck the tailbone in and find that neutral position in your shoulder blades, somewhere in between that protraction and retraction we did before. So the shoulders are active, my core is active. Breathe in and out. And release the knees to the ground. Push your hips onto your heels, stretching the feet. Again, I say it many times. Some people don't like this movement. It's fine. Try to breathe through it if you have no pain, okay, guys? If you do have pain, just come out of it. And then if you don't have pain, maybe just sway from side to side on the balls of your feet and on your toes, stretching those beautiful ligaments over the toes that have no love, usually during the day. And then come back to table, untuck your toes and tap, 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 just to get some circulation going. And then tuck your toes under and lift those knees up again. Now push with your toes over your wrists. Just again to touch base with your wrists. Move back, pushing the hips over your heel as if you're going to jump forward like a cat, but don't. One more breath over your wrists. The knees are up in the air, hovering. And back. The lowest you go, the farthest back you go, the harder it is on your thighs. And then release the knees, untuck your toes, come up to a seated hero position and circle your wrists. A little bit of warm-up of the wrists. I like to do a few things. So it's either magnetic wrists, as if you have magnetic bracelets and they just want to be together and you're rolling your wrists, and obviously always the same direction apply to do the other direction with any circling motion. Or you can open the palm of your hand and push the fingers back so the elbow pit is facing up. And you control how much back you go, right? And then the other hand. And after this stretch, which is beautiful for carpal tunnel syndrome, or any tendon problems in your wrists, it is very important to release. So shake, shake, shake. And shaking whenever you can do it, the head, the neck, the shoulders, even now, the elbows, everything, shake, shake, shake. So important to just reset. And push back or come back to table. Tuck your toes under. And push those hips up and then back. So your head naturally falls in between your hands. My knees are bent. One breath here. And walk the dog by pedaling the heels to the ground, one at a time. Now, if your wrists are hurting and it's a bit too much here, you can always come to your forearms and walk the dog. And it's actually not easier. Always an option. And come to stillness. Maybe lowering the heels to the ground, releasing the head, roll those shoulders away from your ears, and breathe. Then bend your knees plenty, look forward, and walk to meet your hands to a forward fold. Feet are hip distance apart. Knees are bent, and then release your head, release your neck, release your shoulders. Everything is hanging. Let gravity just pull you down and let your legs hold you. There's a lot of tension in this pose, and letting go is hard. So breathe with me. Big inhale. And let it go. On your next inhale, bring your hands to your thighs and push up slowly, slowly, slowly to a standing position. And I want to say a word about standing and any other pose. We tuck the tailbone in. When you do that, you get all the benefits of placing an alignment of the pelvis. Once you do that, your glutes are working, your thighs are your quads are working. You have to pay attention not to flare up the rib cage. Pull that in. Once that happens, you have to pay attention to your shoulders. Lower them back. Then open the hands to the future. And find that engagement of the core, tailbone, shoulders, and look at the rising sun. We are on the verge of change, you guys. Inhale, circle, sweep the hands to the sky. Exhale, bow down, hinging from the hips, pushing them back, not the knees forward, to a forward fold. Inhale, hands to your shins, halfway lift, a neutral position like we did in table. And let us pause here for 1 second as well. Bend the knees, then shift your weight to your heels. You can even lift your toes and wiggle them just to be sure. Then tuck the tailbone in again if you untucked, and bring the hands over your head. Look down, crown of the head pointing to the front of the room. Engage your core so much so that it's hard to breathe, but don't forget to breathe. One more breath here. And release back down to a forward fold, hands to the mat. Legs walk back to plank. Hold it for just a breath, tucking the tailbone in, tucking the core in, pushing the mat away, and breathing. Coming down to the mat on the count of 6, tuck those elbows in. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the toes, but leave the hands next to your body. One breath here. And then engage the legs. Push the shoelace side of your feet into the mat. Engage the glutes. Inhale. Exhale, peel the chest up, baby cobra. Roll those shoulders down, but don't push with your hands. Now you can look down, so your neck is stretching too. One more breath, and release. Push yourself to table. Push yourself to child's. Again, if you're like me and you need the micro movement in between poses, then you can try and sway from side to side. If not, stay still. And push back up to table. Tuck your toes under and push those hips up and back. Maybe straightening the legs or keeping the knees bent. Big breath in and let it go. Bend your knees plenty. Look forward, maybe hop or walk to meet your hands. Forward fold. This time, bring the hands behind your legs, but keep your knees bent. And then grab hold of whatever you can. It can be your shins, it can be your heels. And on your inhale, pull down with your hands, let the head go down. And on your inhale, push those hips up, maybe straightening the leg, maybe. One more breath. And release. Bend the knees, release the hands. Ragdoll, grab hold of opposite elbows and sway from side to side. Once again, release the neck and create that tension between the two parts of the body. The upper body is completely buttery and the legs are real planted. And on your next inhale, come all the way up, slowly, slowly, slowly. Try to tuck that tailbone in coming up. Circle sweep the hands to the sky and bring them right into heart center. Hinge from the hips coming to chair. High chair, no need to go low. But just look and see your toes. That's where you want to be. One more breath. And on your exhale, bow forward all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Maintain that strength we did before by tucking the tailbone in. Exhale, bring the hands to the mat. Maybe jump to plank or walk. Your choice, you guys. Tuck that tailbone in. Engage the glutes. Suck the belly in and push the mat away. One more breath. And now you can do coming down to the mat and baby cobra or chaturanga dandasana with me. Push with your toes over your wrists like we did in the warm-up. Halfway down. Untuck your toes. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, tuck your toes under, downward dog. Stretch the legs. And breathe. come to stillness. On your next inhale, right leg goes up, bend at the knee. Now you can stay here and roll the leg inside its hip socket or flip the dog, whatever is in your practice. And if you flip the dog, please push those hips up so you're maintaining the base. Bring it back to downward dog, three-legged dog. Lift the back heel, square the hips, bend the leg and step it in between your hands. Position yourself in a comfortable place. So left hand comes closer to the foot, maybe a block under your hand, or tenting the fingers. And then open the right hand to the sky, twisting to the right. Now here I like to test myself by lifting the left hand. So it's balance and core engagement. One more breath. And release the right hand back down. Lower the back heel to the ground. Bring the front leg to be 90 degrees and then come up. You can tuck your toes under behind you or not. It's your choice. Open to a T, to a twist to the right again. Once you're here, engage the glutes and bend back. So right hand wants to go to the left heel. Come back up. Cartwheel the hands to frame the front leg. Tuck your toe under and come to runners. Push the right leg back to plank and breathe. Again, your choice to come to the mat, baby cobra, and meet me in downward dog, or chaturanga dandasana, push forward, halfway down, untuck your toes, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left leg goes up, bend at the knee. Either circle your leg inside the socket or flip the dog. If you flip the dog, push that midsection of your body up. Come back to three-legged dog. Lift the back heel, square the hips, bend the leg and step it in between your hands. Bring the right hand, close to your leg, to your front leg, and open the left hand to the skies. Twist to the left. Make sure you're stable. And then try that trick of lifting the hand and moving it around, right? One more breath here. And release and frame the front leg again. Lower the back knee. Maybe moving the front leg to be 90 degrees. So knee over the heel. And come on up. Engage the glutes. Open again to the left. Palms of my hands facing the left. I'm activating the glutes like crazy. That's where the activation is. Lower those shoulders. And frame the front leg again. Bring the back leg up to runners again. Push the left leg back to plank. And hold it. So this time around, we're 3 breaths here. Again, if your wrists are bothering you, come to forearms. One more breath. And chaturanga dandasana, forward, halfway down, untuck your toes, upward dog, downward dog, walk the dog. It's a beautiful time if you need to drink water or get off your wrists and circle the wrists or do whatever your body needs to. I will wipe off my sweat. And whenever you're ready, meet me in downward dog. And don't worry, I'll wait. Big breath in and let it go. Right leg goes up. This time straight ahead. Step it in between your hands. No flipping the dog. Lower the back heel and come straight up to crescent with your knee down. Open. Come back and lift the back heel. Tuck your toes under and lift the back heel. Now if you have healthy knees, you can bounce around a little bit here, but the main ingredient, tucking the tailbone in. So you are pushing it forward. Your hips are pushing forward. Bounce a few times and roll your hands to the side of your body. On your inhale, come on up, straightening the legs. Exhale, come down. In and down. In and down. What should I say? Up and down. One more time. Up and down. This time releasing the knee to the ground. Walking, toe heeling the front leg and opening the hip flexor. Modifications, holding blocks here under your hands or bringing the hands on top of your thigh. You can even go all the way to a split if you're a bendy type. Then bring your hands back to the ground if they were on your thigh. Tuck your toes under, pull back up, and push to plank again. Hold it for 3 breaths again. So pace yourself here and make it count. Tuck those glutes in, the belly, open your lats. I imagine I have an orange in my armpit and I'm rounding my armpits around them. One more breath. Chaturanga Dandasana, push forward, halfway down. Upward dog, downward dog. And come to stillness. Next, inhale. Lift the left leg and straight away step it in between your hands. Lower the back knee and come on up. Open again to the left, and because I forgot the bending back, we'll do it now. So bend back. Yes. And come back up. Frame the front leg. Lift. Sorry. I'm out. Sorry. Just walk the front leg forward a little bit and then come up. So now if you have the healthy knees, you can bend back and down a little bit, bounce. You don't have to, only if you need to. And tuck that tailbone in. Roll your hands down, curl them behind your back. Inhale, straighten up, 5 dips. 1, up, 2, 3, 4, 5, lower the back heel, untuck your toes, walk that foot forward, and stretch the hip flexor. Again, you can hold it like I'm holding. I'm just very short with my hands. It's all about proportions. Some people like to hold the ground. Some people come to a full split here. I like it here because I can drop, but squaring the hips. One more breath. Release the back glute as well. It's really good for the mechanism. And then bring the hands back to front. Tuck your toes under, back to runners, back to plank. Breathe. This time bring the feet together. Right hand to the center of the mat. Roll those heels to the back, to the right side. Open the left hand up to the sky. Make sure you're stacking yourself over your wrists and shoulder. I just figured I'm not, so I adjusted. Push those hips forward and up. And release back to plank. Big breath. Left hand in the middle. Roll those heels to the back, to the left side. Open to the right. Now every time I say side plank, you can bring the top leg in front of you. Okay? Modification. Push those hips up and forward. And bring it back to plank. And everybody to the mat. On your belly, untuck your toes and catch your breath. 2 breaths here. Maybe drink some water if you need. Come back to the yoga and come back to the breath. On your next inhale, engage the feet. Exhale. Inhale while I'm talking and then pull the chest up. Baby cobra. You can stay here or lift the legs and the hands. Either in front of you or to the back, your choice. One more breath. And release. Again, catch your breath and breathe. Inhale, engage the legs. Exhale, breathe. Inhale, exhale, come up. Your choice. You can stay in baby cobra and you can look down. One more breath. And release. One more set, you guys. So move the hips from side to side. Maybe rock or windshield the legs. Whatever it takes to set it up. And this time around, if you want, you can come to a full bow or stay either baby cobra or locust, okay? So breathe in. Engage the legs. First we engage the legs. Then exhale, bend the back. If you want, bend your legs and come to bow. Keep those knees together. One more breath. And release. It's really hard to talk in bow, sorry. Push to table. Push to child's pose. Get off your wrists and just breathe. Bring it back to table. Tuck your toes under and push back up and back to downward dog. So crucial. We're not here in downward dog. We're here. And that's where the ankle mobility comes from. Pushing back. And on your next inhale, lift the right leg. Bend it and step it in between your hands. Lower the back heel down to the mat and open up to warrior two. I'm going to switch sides and just lower those shoulders down. Look forward to the right side. Flip the front hand. Reverse the warrior. Left hand can do whatever, but tuck that tailbone in. Come back to warrior two. Bring the forearm to your thigh, front thigh, and open to side angle. Here, push your hips forward and your shoulders back. And then, if you want to challenge yourself, lift the right hand forward or over your head. Come back to warrior two using the glutes. And bring the front leg to be parallel to the left. Open your hands to a T. Lower those shoulders. Engage the core. Inhale, rising sun. Exhale, bow down. Grab hold of whatever you can of your legs. It's either the shins or the heels. Inhale, push forward to bring the weight into your toes, maybe head touching the ground. And on your exhale, push those hips up. Maybe straightening the knees, but never locking them. Roll the shoulders away from your ears. Even here, you create space in your neck. That is crucial if you go to headstands. One more breath. And everybody release the hands to the center between your legs and walk the hands forward. Walk them forward almost to a plank, but not a plank. And then bring those heels in as if you are almost lying down in goddess, but you're not. You're holding yourself with your hands. And then bend from one side, coming to the front, and to the other side. So it's kind of a circular motion. I'm coming forward over my wrists a little bit, and then bending one knee, pushing my hips back. And again, coming forward, straightening the legs, and coming back to the other side. So you want to push your hips as far back as you can. That will allow your inner thigh, that beautiful stretch. If you need, you can lift your toes. But if you leave them on the ground, as I'm doing, you open a little bit more. It's always the small tweaks that make it happen. And at some point, come back and bring the hands to the center. Bring the toes back in so the feet are parallel. Release the neck, micro bend the knees, engage the core. Hands in a T, come on right back up. And bend the right leg forward to warrior two. I was here, so I'm rotating you guys. And cartwheel the back leg and the back hand to meet the front. And as always, do it gracefully. Just have fun with it. Inhale, circle, sweep the hands to the sky. Stay up, engage the glutes, drop the head. Then if this is enough for you, stay here for 2 breaths. If you need more, bend back, engaging the glutes. And bring it back to center, coming to chair. High chair, nothing fancy. Just a little bit more of activation here. I like to wiggle my toes. Just makes me happy. And release back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. And this time come straight to downward dog and walk the dog. Come to stillness. Inhale, left leg goes up and step it in between your hands. Lower the back heel. Come back to warrior 2. So make sure you're happy here. Push forward, shoulders back, open the hands, flip the front hand, reverse the warrior. Right hand can do whatever you want, your choice, but keep those shoulders down. One more breath here, open the chest, and bring it back to warrior 2. Bring the forearm to your thigh, left to left. Right hand opens to the sky. And again, push hips forward, shoulders back. If you want to challenge yourself, bring the left hand forward or over your head. One breath. And come back to warrior 2. Breathe and bring the left foot to be parallel to the right. Bring those heels inward, setting up for goddess. Tucking the tailbone in. I can repeat that all day, you guys. Bring the hands to your thighs. Bring one shoulder inward and then push the hips back. Then set it up again, push the hips forward, bring the shoulders back. Again, shoulder in, hips back, stretch, back. Do that a couple of times. Keep the low seating of goddess here. So you are stretching shoulders, stretching wrists, stretching hips, but don't come out of engaging the glutes and the thighs. One more time each side. And stay in goddess. This time, bring your hands to a curl just as we did before. And we're going to punch. Opposite hand to opposite side. Right to left. Left to right. You can either stay here or double the rhythm with your breath. And keep those glutes engaged. I am trying to wrap with the power of the box. 3, 2, 1. Come up, straightening your legs. Bring the toes to parallel and circle your hips. Hands on the hips or on your thighs. I like to open my hands just around. A little bit of a layer of movement. Oh, that's beautiful. Corina is doing, interlacing the fingers and lifting the hands, going down. That's always a possibility. And take it to the other direction. I just roll around like a big amusement park thing. And come to stillness. Inhale and exhale. Bend the left leg to the front. Coming back to warrior 2. Cartwheel the back leg. to meet the front. And by my calculations, you're supposed to be either in the front or mid. Yofi, good. So, hip distance apart. Bring that Tadasana back into your practice. So, engage the feet. Tuck the pelvis in. Bring the rib cage in. Roll those shoulders back, opening, contracting the shoulder blades. So you open your chest. Such a beautiful pose, you guys. One more breath, come back to the yoga. And then shift your weight into the right leg. Bend the left leg. Just hold it here. Bring the left leg up. Hands can do whatever. Circle the heel just to make sure you are stable. So movement, small movement, to be sure. Beautiful. Bring the knee to meet the other knee. And grab hold of your left foot with your left hand. Now you can stay here and kick. That's it. Or kick and come to dancer. If you come to dancer, look at something that is not moving and keep kicking. Kicking back. One more breath. And release. Nice. Another movement of the hips just to reset. And remember, if you keep on kicking the leg back, same benefits, especially if you modify and you bring both hands to hold the back leg. Okay? Your choice. So important to listen to what you need. So shift your weight into the left leg. Engage it into the mat. Then bring the right leg up just to check. Circle the heel a few times. Decide what you're doing with your hands. Then bring knees to meet. Grab all hold of your foot with your right hand and kick. Now if you're here, stay here. It's beautiful. Or come down, hinging from the hips to runners. Keep on kicking. And pace yourself. One more breath. And release. Again, a little bit of movement here. And now everybody to the top of the mat. Open the feet to the width of the mat and bring your heels inward. I call it the Charlie Chaplin. Inhale, exhale. And come down to a yogi squat. Try to not lift your heels, but if they do come up, it's fine. What you want to know and see is straight spine. Someone is pulling you up. Breathe. Engage the glutes. That's something we never do in a squat. We just let it go. No, crunch your tush. That's another technical term. Engage the core as well. We're going to be here for 2 more breaths. If you find it hard on your ankles, sway. Introduce some movement. The body is better and in moving around when it's hard than keeping still. So that's how you trick it. And when you are done with this, release. And now you see the difference. This is just a squat. This is a yogi squat. So release yourself to just a squat and bring the bum bum to the mat. Push those legs forward and stretch forward. There is no real form to stretching forward as long as you are happy. So you may bend your knees plenty and grab hold of your shins and then round your back. Or maybe you want to straighten your knees but don't lock them. Grab hold of your feet and straighten your back. Both are beautiful. Both stretch the hamstrings. And they're just a personal choice. And then release back up. Open one leg so you are in a wide-legged sitting up position. Engage the core. And now open your hands to a T. Bring the left leg up and lower it down. Bring the right leg up and lower it down. I keep my feet in flex. You can do whatever. Now the challenge, not to move the upper body. It is a challenge. We're working our hip flexors and our core. And I'm tucking my tailbone in plenty. Rolling the shoulders down. Keep on tapping. One more time each side. This is work for the core, you guys. And bring the legs back in to meet. One leg bends over the knee. Now, if this is not in your practice, you can always do this, okay? Foot next to the thigh. Both are fine. Now, if you do this, you lean over and keep the leg away. If you're doing my version, you just roll over. Release. Grab hold of your foot and stretch. Oh, guys, I love this stretch. I don't know about you, but I feel it. There's a little twinkle in my brain that comes up whenever something is so luxurious and happy. I hope you have that twinkle too. I do, I really do, because I enjoy it so much. I wish I could share that feeling all over. And bring it back up. This time, everybody foot next to the thigh, the inside of the left thigh. And then, again, here you have choices as usual. You can either go over the thigh or leave it in the inside. Left hand hugging the right leg. Right hand kickstanding and twist. This time around, make it count. So the twist in the beginning is just a warm-up. Here, we are setting new boundaries for the spine. And bring it all back. Release the right leg, and let's take it to the left. So remember, either this or this. So you put it away from bending over. Left leg on top of the right and bend over. There are so many points that I can feel tension releasing in this stretch. One of them is my neck, because I let go of the head. Not specifically this moment because of the mic, but in general. Obviously, the hamstring. Obviously, the back, the lower back. Try to roll those shoulders down. Don't crunch them. One more breath. And release. Come on back up slowly. Remember, transition is a pose, and therefore, don't rush. Foot in the inside of the thigh or over the thigh. This is, again, no right or wrong. It's your body. And then hug with your right hand. Hug the left leg. Left hand behind you, kickstanding, so you are helping yourself to be straight. And then on your exhale, twist. We're going to be here for 2 more breaths. So Maybe set new boundaries. We all are going to do that as soon as we come out of this general virus atmosphere. We're going to set new boundaries on. And bring it back to the center. Release the leg. And come down to your mat on the count of 6. Will help tremendously if you keep your tailbone tucked in and your rib cage in. Once you have that activation, coming down to the mat is a child's play. If you need more help in balancing, hands in zombie hands. Okay? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make yourself at home. Maybe just bring the feet to the mat and windshield your legs a little bit. It's always so nice. It's a free massage for the glutes. And if you do have balls, yoga balls at home, or even a tennis ball, if you put one right under your bum here on the side and you roll over it while windshielding the legs, oh, that is heaven. You can also do it with your fists. You can put your fists right there while you just windshield the legs. And at some point, bring them up to center, feet on the mat. Tuck your tailbone in so you are preparing for bridge. Leave your hands on the mat next to your body and then pull up to bridge. My take on bridge is you don't have to go up very high, but you do have to drill those heels into the mat. Because when you do that, the glutes activate and therefore everything else. One breath. If you really need to and you like going high, interlace your fingers behind your sacrum and then roll those shoulders down. That will give you a little bit of a lift. But keep that intention in the heels. Breathe in and out. And then release down to the ground. Again, a little bit of windshield, not too much. And bring it back to center again. Lift the heels up so your knees are over your hips in 90 degrees, as if you're in table. Then bring your hands to your thighs. Engage the glutes, engage the tailbone again. Push the back into your mat. That's the setup. But release the shoulders. And then push the thighs away, but pull the thighs into your hands. So don't let go of the lower back. Keep on pushing and breathing. Release tension in your shoulders, but not the core. Push, 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 push. We are working on time here. Eliminate that natural curve of your lower back. Glue it to the mat. One more breath. And release the legs back down. Windshield a little bit the legs, releasing the size of your body. And once again, set it up. This time, tuck your tailbone in, bring those rib cages in, or rib cage in. Open the hands to a T, so your shoulders are open. And then tap, straighten one leg and tap to the ground, it doesn't matter which leg, and bring it back. Then do the other. But don't let go of the tucking of the tailbone. Tap in your own rhythm. Maybe you like doing it fast. Maybe you like doing it slow. Just tap, tap, tap. Keep on gluing the lower back to the mat. And breathing. 2 more on each side. Don't let go of the back. I know it's hard, but it's so good. 1 more time. And release. So once again, this time around, you can bring the feet together and open the knees to the side. Bound angel on your back. And just flap, flap, flap those thighs. You may stretch and decompose the lower back by pulling your hands into your thighs, just straightening and pushing them into the thighs. You will feel a beautiful decompression on the lower back. I like to move my head from side to side while doing it. Just another layer of movement. And release. Bring the legs back up. Right leg comes over the left thigh. You can stay here and open that right leg with whatever you have. Either your hand, you can push it with a block, or you can bring the left leg to your chest, therefore creating an opening of the right knee to the right. If this is a happy place for you, maybe interlace your fingers over your shin and pull some more in. Breathe and release tension in your shoulders. And bring it back to center with the right leg on top of the left thigh. And just drop it to the right, open your hands to a T. If this is not comfortable to you, the heel being on top of the knee, you can just bend both legs, one on top of the other to a supine twist, or leave it here for an extra weight. Even if you bring the modification into the pose, remember of the intention. And the intention is to open the left side of the body here. So no matter how you do it, the form is not important. It's only the intention. And bring it back to center and drop it as is, or modify it to the left. Again, some people with the knees here, it's too much. So just bring the leg on top of the leg of each other and bend it. Make it your own. One more breath here. Let it all open up to the mat. And bring it back to center, slowly as can be. Unraveling the legs. And taking the left leg on top of the right thigh this time. Now keep your foot in flex to protect the knee. And either stay here and open the thigh with your hand or with a block or even your water bottle. Or if you need more, bring the right leg to your chest. Option here to interlace your fingers on the shin and pull even closer, the legs closer to your chest. Key ingredient, letting go. And then release, interlacing the fingers, open your hands to a T, and drop the legs to the left. Pay attention again to your knee, ankle, and the intention of the pose, which is stretching and opening the right side. Modify, but at the same time, relax. Bring it back to center and drop it to the other side, to the right side this time. Remember to let go of tension in your shoulders. It's very tempting here to lift them up. Make a point of leaving them on the mat. And bring it all back to center. Feet on the mat. Bring your legs into your chest and give yourself a big hug. Maybe just rock from side to side. This pose is called in yoga free massage. It's really nice. And whenever you're ready, bring yourself down to Shavasana, maybe happy baby in between, or anything else you need. Some people like to extend and bend their legs a little bit. Whatever it is, make sure you take it out of your system before coming to Shavasana. Shavasana is so much better when all those little running energies are expended. And bring yourself back to the breath. Softening the belly, letting that endless motion calm you down. The inhale and the exhale of your body is exactly the same as the inhale and exhale of the universe. We are all coded with the same pattern. Three breaths in complete silence here. And whenever you are ready, start Introducing a little bit of movement back in with your breath. Maybe wiggling the toes, the fingers, rolling your shoulders, and at some point roll to one side to a fetal position and push back up to a seated position as well. Hands in heart center, and we're going to close the practice with the sound of Om. First, a cleansing breath. Inhale. And then Om. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste. And for you at home, have a great day. Thank you for joining.